in your inventory, and once you have figured out where you want to make it, I'm going to be making it right here, you're going to want to kick off your school with this sequence of blocks in a row on the floor. Take out your stone bricks and start off by doing a row of 26 stone bricks in a row on the floor. That's 2, 6, 26. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Once you have your row of 26, you then want to take this 26th block and drag it towards you by 6. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then take that 6th block and go right of it by 10. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then, going backwards from this 10th block, do a row of 6, going back towards where you came from. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then, take that 6th block and go right of it by 26. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Then, take a sideways view to this 26th block and going that away, which is where the back of the school is going to be, going right of this block, you want to do a row of 30 stone bricks. So that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Now, once you have that 30th row, or that 30th block, you then want to take a sideways view once again, and looking back at what you've made, take this 30th block and drag it over to the right hand side. I'm not going to suggest that you actually measure this, but what you do want to do, you want to keep dragging it over the right hand side, just keep going right and right and right until eventually you line up with the very first block that you place. Remember that first initial row of 26 that you made? Well, take that 26th block or the first block in your row of 26, I should say, and connect it from the front of your school all the way to the back of the school. So you can see what we've done. We've essentially taken that 30th block, dragged it over to the right until we can connect it to that very first block that we placed in that row of 26. And we'll end up with a shape that should look a little bit like this. It kind of looks like a sign, or maybe a really squarish looking speech bubble, but that is the shape that you want to end up with anyway. Now, once you have that shape taken care of, this is what you want to do next. So, come to the very two front corners of your school. So, it's actually this sticky out middle bit here. This is where the entrance is going to be, and this is where the highest point in the school is going to be. And what you want to do is you want to take these two front corners of the front entrance of your school, and you want to raise up the corners each by 21. That is 2, 1, 21. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Then take that 21st block and then just drag it over to the right hand side here until it is like equal level hanging over the opposite corner, and then connect it down all the way down to the other corner of the school. Maybe you've overshot it by one block and you have to destroy the row that you've just made, but that's okay. Mistakes happen. These things happen. I'm here for you. It happens to me all the time. But you want to end up with a shape that should look a little bit like this, guys. Now, once you have that taken care of, you then want to take the back two corners of the entrance. You guys can see the back two corners of the entrance, can't you? So, I mean, they're just a little further back. They're about 6 blocks back. And you want to take the back two corners of the entrance and you want to raise them up each by, I believe, guys, and I do want to get this right, you want to raise them up each by 15. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And the same with the other side. I'm going to count this out again. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now, we want to do the same thing with each one of the other 4 corners of the school, except to do this we don't really have to count it out again, but what we can do is we can take these 15 blocks and we can kind of run it, going all the way around the top of the school, and then whenever we notice that we have a corner, we can just raise up the corner until it is roughly equal height with that road that we've been building, and we can connect it to the row that we are making above the school, if that makes any sense to you guys. So we're essentially just copying the floor plan for the school, the big giant like sign shape that we've made. We're going all the way around the top of it, except we're higher, and whenever we reach a corner, we are connecting that corner, the bottom of the school, to the top of the school, and this is going to form a nice big solid shape, and it's going to give us the outline for our school. And once we've done that, all we have to do is quite simply fill in each one of the walls of the school, and then we'll be done. This will take a little while because the school is quite big. So we're on the last corner here, we're on the front left hand corner, we've connected everything together, and we're just taking this original 15th block that we've extended, and we should connect it all the way back to here, and you guys can see that you'll end up with a shape that should look a little bit like this, and this is the very basic outline of your school. Now, once you have that taken care of, this is what you want to do next. Come all the way up to the top of the entrance, the very top of the entrance, the bit that's higher than anything else. Take the top 2 corners of the entrance, and you're on the back of it, guys, you're on the back top 2 corners of the entrance. Take each one of those 2 corners and extend them back until they are equal, kind of like equal distance. How do I explain this? But until it's like even with the very back of the school like this, and then connect them down. So if you guys can see what I'm talking about, you take that back corner, you drag it back until it's like even with the very back of the school, and then you connect it down to the top. Do this to not only the first corner, but do it to the other corner as well. Plus, you may as well connect both of those corners together once you get to the back. So we're just connecting this down now, and then we're going to connect them together, and this will further reinforce the basic shape of the school that we're going for. So we want to have something which should look like this, and this is perfect, guys. That's exactly what we're after. Now, once you have this shape, all we have to do really, and I do say all we have to do, we just have to fill in the walls now and do the roof. That's it. The hardest part of this, I would say, is definitely making the shape of the school, which we have just absolutely nailed, guys. So why don't we take care of the unique parts of the school first, which is going to be this very center part, and then we can take care of all of the other walls. Who's with me? You guys are with me. Perfect. So to do that, this is what you want to do. Come to the very bottom middle center part of your school. Going from left to right in this bottom left hand corner of the entrance, do this sequence of blocks. Do 1 brick, then do 1 glass, then 1 andesite, then leave a gap of 3, that'll be 1, 2, and 3, then do 1 andesite, 1 glass, 1 brick. And you know what, I'm going to move that glass and everything closer together. I'm going to move the bricks, the glass and the andesite closer together, and the quartz I'm going to move a little way. So keep the andesite, the bricks, the stone bricks, and the glass very close together. It'll be easier that way, guys. Now, once you've got that taken care of, you then want to take out your andesite, and starting from on top of this left andesite that we just placed, you want to go by 3, that's 1, 2, 3. You then want to go right by 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, then connect down to the opposite andesite. Take out your white stained glass. Go all the way around the outside of the archway that you've just made with your white stained glass. Like this. And then on top of your white stained glass archway, stack a layer of polished andesite. Like this. Now, once you have that, this is what you want to do next. Take out your stone bricks, and you can see where these andesites for the entrance connect to the stone bricks. Extend each one of those andesites out in front of your school by 3, so it'll look like 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. You then coming out from in front of the school, you want to do 2 layers of andesite in the middle of these 2 rows of stone bricks, and then on the very outer row, do a layer of stone bricks popping out like this. You can then take out your polished andesite, and you just want to extend the archway for the entrance coming out of the school by 1 layer like this. So it just wants to look a little bit like that. Not too complicated, is it, guys? Now, once you have that taken care of, this is what you want to do next. Come all the way up to the very top of your entrance. So all the way up to the top of this column here. Underneath this very top layer of stone bricks that we have, do a layer of regular bricks underneath it. Then, going from left to right for the next row, do this sequence of blocks. Do 3 bricks, that's 1, 2, 3, followed by 3 white stained glass, 1, 2, 3. You then want to do a bottom right diagonal with the glass, then go right 1, then down 1, then do a bottom right diagonal, go down by 2, then do a bottom left diagonal, go down by 1, then go left by 1, do a bottom left diagonal, go left by 2, then do an up left diagonal, go left by 1, up by 1, do an up left diagonal, go up by 2, then do an up right diagonal, go up by 1, right by 1, and you should connect back to where you first started. So you want to end up with a shape that should look like this. It's essentially a circle. Now, once you have that, you can then fill the entire front of the entrance of your school in with bricks. Just fill the entire front in with bricks, and then I'll show you what you want to do next. So, what do we have up here? After we fill this in with bricks, we're going to be adding a clock to the very front of the school. You guys know schools are all obsessed with time, aren't they? Oh, you've got to get here at this time, you can have break at this time, lunch is this time. Well, we have a clock on the front of the school, just because it was looking a little bit plain before I added it, and I thought that it'd be a nice feature to add. If you guys don't want to do this, maybe turn this into a window, but I think that a clock kind of looks, I don't know, there's something about it that looks kind of cool. So you want to end up with something that should look like this, and once you have that, you then want to take out your polished andesite, and going all the way around the inside of the glass shape that you've made, but on the outside of the building, you kind of want to do a circle of polished andesite that, like I said, it's kind of like on the inside of the layer of glass that you have, but it's on the outside of the building. Can you guys see how we've arrived at that? You then want to take out your block of quartz. Actually, don't. Get rid of your red wool for just a moment and grab some black wool. Take the black wool, and starting from the bottom left-hand corner of the outside of your clock, so where we have this polished andesite, connect that bottom left-hand corner to the up right-hand corner from the inside with a layer of black wool like that. Then fill the entire center of your clock in with quartz block. You could alternatively use white wool if you so chose, but I like quartz. And you'll end up with something that should look a little bit like that, and that is fundamentally the front of your school. Now, what do you want to do next? You're probably wondering to yourself. Well, what we now want to do is we want to come left and right of the entrance, and you can see where we have this layer of stone bricks, like left and right of the entrance. Well, we want to do another layer of stone bricks, like just coming towards the front of the entrance, if you guys can see what I'm talking about. So we just want to add an additional layer of stone bricks, like left and right of the entrance, in line with those 2 other rows of 15 stone bricks. You guys know what I'm talking about. I'm sure that you guys can understand why we might be doing that. Now, once you've got that taken care of, you then want to take out your bricks, and we then want to fill in left and right of the entrance, plus we also want to fill in the center part. So you know how we connected the front of the entrance to the back of the school? Well, we also want to fill that big giant sort of like column shape, I guess, the big giant column shape that we formed. We want to fill that in with bricks as well. So we're just filling the right hand side of the entrance in now, and then we'll be doing the sides of the big giant column shape. And once we've done that, we're then going to be filling in the middle back portion of the school. And once that's done, they're the more unique parts of the school taken care of. So once we've filled these 2 parts in, like the middle front and the middle back, those are the, you might say, harder parts of the school done. So we're just going to take a little bit of time now to fill the sides of this thing in. It'll take a little while because it is actually kind of big. This school is actually... There's more than enough room in this school for, like... How many classrooms do I have? I have, like, 7 or so classrooms, I think. Maybe that's a little bit more. Maybe, like, 6 or so classrooms. There's enough room for a cafeteria that I've put in here. There's a principal's office. There's hallways and stuff. This school is actually planned out relatively well. Oh, you can also fill in the back part of the... You see, like, the back part here where we have just, like, a little rectangle that kind of hovers above the middle of the back. You can fill this in with bricks as well. So that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm just filling this in with bricks. And yeah, this school is actually filled out pretty well. It's actually designed in a way that it would actually function like a school, and I'm actually quite happy about that because a lot of these buildings, especially like my hospital, it doesn't function like a hospital would. Like, I had to figure it out afterwards, like, how can we put in floors, how can we put in stairs, how can we do this, how can we do that. But this school is, if you wanted to actually use it as a school in Minecraft, you could definitely do that without too much trouble. Plus, it's actually quite easy to make. We've just about taken care of the hardest part, and I don't think that we're 20 minutes into this thing. I don't think we're 15 minutes into this thing, so we're not doing too badly for ourselves. So what we want to end up with so far should look a little bit like this. This is just it from the front view, because once you have taken care of the front, you now want to come to the very back part of the school. So this is going to be a little weird that we're doing this, but I did actually plan to do this later, but we may as well do it now. So you're on the back part of your school. You can see where we have this rectangular part popping out the top of the school, and you can see where it connects to the school. Well, you want to take, can you see this stone brick directly left of where it connects? Take the stone brick and connect the top of the school to the bottom of the school. You want to do this on the left, and you also want to do this on the right. So you want to take the stone brick that is just right of where it connects, and you just want to connect it on the left, and you want to connect it on the right. So it's kind of like expanded a little bit. Now, once you've done that, you then want to come to the very bottom left-hand corner of the shape that we've just made. So we've just made a nice big giant rectangular column shape, and going from left to right from the bottom left-hand corner of this, we want to do this sequence of blocks. Do 1 brick, then 1 andesite, then 1 white stained glass, then 1 andesite, leave a gap of 3 going right, that's 1, 2, and 3, then do 1 andesite, 1 glass, 1 andesite, 1 brick. So we want to have this. Once you have that, you then want to take this left-hand inside andesite, this one right here, and you want to go up on top of it by 2, then go right by 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, then connect it down. Take out your white stained glass and go all the way around the archway that you've just made with your white stained glass. Then add an additional layer of white stained glass on top of that archway of white stained glass, and then take out your polished andesite and go all the way around the white stained glass archway that you've made. So you want to end up with a shape that should look roughly like this. Oh, and we can also, whilst we are here, can you remember what we did for the entrance, how we kind of like extended it out a little bit? Well, take where the andesite connects on the left-hand side and right-hand side of the entrance to the stone bricks. Take those stone bricks, extend them out by 3 each. That's 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Then do 2 rows of polished andesite in the 2 center rows, and then do a layer of stone bricks on the outer part. And then, if you like, you can also extend out the back entrance to the school just out by 1 row, just to kind of make it pop a little bit, just a little bit like that. Now, once you've done that, you then want to take out your bricks and just fill in the area all the way around that. So you just want to fill in that entire center part with your regular old bricks, like this. You guys can see what's happening now. And the last thing that we're going to have to add to this center part, we're just going to have another clock. The clock, it's just, I don't know, it seems to make sense because there's going to be like a play area out the back of here. There's going to be like a little basketball court, and there's going to be like a little sand pit and some swings and stuff. We're going to have that out the back of here. It's essentially a little park, and it makes sense if, you know, recess time or break time, whatever you want to call it, that there'd be a clock on here because, you know, they're always monitoring your time. It just made sense. So once you've got that filled in with bricks, you then want to come to the very top center of the area that you were just filling in. With your polished andesite, take the 3 middle blocks. You guys will be able to figure out which those are. They should have 4 blocks on the left, 4 blocks on the right. Extend out those 3 middle blocks with your polished andesite. Then take the right hand polished andesite, do 2 bottom right diagonals from it, that's 1 and 2. Then go down by 2. Then do 2 bottom left diagonals, that's 1 and 2. then go left by 2, then do 2 upper left diagonals, that's 1 and 2, and then up by 2, and then do an upright diagonal. So you now have the outline of the clock again. Take out your black wool and connect the bottom left hand corner to the top right hand corner of the clock from the inside, like this, and then fill in the entire center part of the clock with your quartz. So we just have another clock out here, it seemed to make sense, it's just above the door, and you want to have something which should look a little bit like that. And now, once you've got that taken care of, everything else is actually really quite easy. So, okay guys, I don't usually do this, but I've noticed that we've made a very small error in the school. You might have noticed, or you might not have, that the left hand side of the school is ever so slightly smaller than the right hand side of the school, by 1 block. And since we're over 20 minutes in, I don't really want to restart the whole tutorial for something that is a very simple fix. So, what you want to have on the right hand side here is you want to have a row of 25 stone bricks starting from right of the entrance going that way. So you want to have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. You want to have a row of 25 stone bricks. Because of the measurements that I gave you, so I imagine that you guys have this issue as well, we have 26. Whoops, my bad. But all we have to do to fix this is we just have to move the stone bricks left by 1 row. So you can see that I'm just doing a layer of stone bricks on the inside of what I've made, and we're just going to add this layer of stone bricks, and then we will destroy the outer layer of stone bricks. Like I said, I don't typically do this. If I make a mistake, I simply start the whole thing again, because I want the tutorial to be flawless, I want it to be perfect. But in this particular case, we're over 20 minutes in of work, and for something that is so incredibly simple, I really didn't want to start again just because we'd made one very small error. And of course, I do like to point out that I make loads and loads of mistakes. It happens in buildings like this, even in tutorials. It's easy to make these little mistakes, but it's usually very simple to fix them as well. We've now just dragged the school left by 1 row, we can destroy this row of 25 quartz, but of course, if your school did have the correct measurements for whatever reason, then you wouldn't have to make the change. But for those of us that did have a slightly larger right hand side, that has been fixed. I couldn't even tell the difference by looking at it. Now, once you've reached this point right here, you want to come to the very front left hand side of the school, come down to the bottom left hand corner here. So going from left to right, on top of this layer of stone bricks, do this sequence of blocks. Do 5 bricks, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 stone brick. Then 5 bricks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 stone brick. 5 bricks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 stone brick. 5 bricks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 stone brick. Now, moving through the entrance onto the opposite side, we want to do 1 stone brick, 5 bricks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 1 stone brick, 5 bricks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 stone brick, 5 bricks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 brick, 1 stone brick, then 5 bricks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then moving through the school, we want to do the same thing, and now we can just repeat this pattern continuously until we connect back to the front. So it'll be 5 bricks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 stone, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then, hang on, I've just messed up that counting. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've done it again. Unbelievable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. 1 bricks then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 bricks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 bricks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Connect there. Moving through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 bricks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 bricks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 bricks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Connect to the back entrance, then moving through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 brick, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 brick, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 brick, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, connects us to the back left hand corner. Then final side 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, brick, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we should have connected all the way to the very front of the school, and we should end up with something that should look a little bit like this, and this is probably the best representation that I can give it. So once you have that taken care of, guys, this is what you want to do next. We're actually going to be taking care of the sides of the school first of all, because they are more unique than the front and back parts of the school. So once you've got that taken care of, you then actually, you know what, take out your stone bricks. You can see where we have each one of those stone bricks built in to the rows that we've made. Connect those stone bricks all the way from the bottom of your school all the way up to the top. So you just want to have loads and loads and loads of rows of stone bricks going from the bottom of your school all the way up to the top. You'll have these all over the place, so connect each one of those from the bottom of the school and then all the way to the top. And what I was just about to do before I decided that this would be a better idea, we're going to do the sides of the school before we do the front and back side of the school, which is unusual because it's typically the other way around. The reason that we're going to do this is because the school is designed in such a way that it has like fire doors, it has like fire exits. There's two of them. There's one on the very center, which is this one, the very center right hand side of the school, and there's one on the very left center side of the school. We've just got two fire exits there. That's the only unique part about the sides than the front and the back. But other than that, like each one of these sections that we're making, they're actually going to be identical to each other. So once we've got those two little parts of the left and right hand side of the school done, we can then do the exact same thing all the way around the school. So we'll be able to just repeat it however many times we need to, probably I don't know, like 20 times, I guess. We're going to have to do this. I don't even know. I don't know what the count will be, but count from Sesame Street. I don't know what that'll be, but it's going to be a lot, so you guys are going to become very familiar with what we're going to have to do next. Right after we have done this almost, we've just got this last stone brick to connect from the very bottom to all the way to the top of the school. So we want to end up with something that should look a little bit like this, and you can see that the school is shaping up just a little bit more. Now, once you have that taken care of, this is what you want to do next. Come all the way over to the very left-hand side of the school, and you want to be in line with this middle bit. Throw away your old pal, the black wool, and get out your red wool again. Oh, it's been waiting for us. You want to come to the very bottom center panel on the left hand side of the school and knock out the 3 center blocks of the panel. From the left hand block that you just knocked out, do a row of 3 red wool coming up from the ground, 1, 2, 3. Then extend that third block to the right 2, connect it down to the bottom. Do a layer of glass on top of the red wool. Then do 4 layers of bricks on top of the glass. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then do a layer of polished andesite. Then do 3 layers of glass. 1, 2, 3. Then do a layer of block of quartz. Then fill in the entire rest of the area with a brick. So this will take a little doing here, but we have a nice little brick archway. We'll end up with something that should look like this. Also, since this is a fire exit, we're just going to have a little bit of a step here. So where the red connects to the stone bricks, we're just going to extend that out each by 1 with the polished andesite. We will then do a stone brick stair right between those, and now we have a fire exit. We can also put a door on that later and all sorts, but we want to have something which should look, for that center part, like this. Do this on the left hand side, do it on the right. So we're coming all the way over to the right hand side of the school here. You can see that we're literally on the opposite side. We can see what we've done over there. Knock out the 3 center blocks here. Then from this left block, we go up by 3 of the red, right hand side, connect them together at the top. We then do a layer of white stained glass on top of them. We then do 4 layers of bricks. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. We then do a layer of polished andesite, followed by 3 layers of white stained glass. That's 1, 2, and 3. We then do a layer of quartz on top of that. We can then fill the very center part of that little panel that we have here with bricks, and we'll end up with something that should look a little bit like that. But of course, what else can we do? We can give this a little bit of a step down, and we can do that with a polished andesite coming out from each one of where the entrance connects to the stone bricks, and then a stone brick stair right in the center. There we go. That is the fire exit left and fire exit right coming out of the school. So once you have that taken care of, guys, this is what you want to do next. And we may as well complete the side because we have to do this so many more times. So each one of the other panels actually looks very similar to this one, guys, except it's this. So Starting with this one, or any of them, it really doesn't matter, this is what you want to have. So, in each one of the panels, you want to have 3 polished andesite on top of the layer of bricks in the very 3 center spaces of the panel. You then want to do 3 layers of white stained glass on top of the polished andesite, followed by a layer of block of quartz. Then do 2 layers of bricks, that's 1 and 2, followed by a layer of polished andesite, then 3 layers of glass, that's 1, 2, and 3, then a layer of quartz. So you want to have something which should look like this, and you can see that those are simply 2 windows, and that second window, the second floor window, actually lines up with the window that we have just above the fire exit. So we can then just fill the entire area around that in with bricks. And not only do we have to do this, oh, I don't know, how many times have we done it? We've done it like, oh, I guess this is once for this particular panel, but this is the 3rd time that we've had to fill one in. Not only do you want to do this once, but you want to do it God knows how many times. So we're now just to the right of it, we want to, on top of these 3 center blocks, place a layer of andesite, then 3 layers of white stained glass, followed by 1 layer of block of quartz, then 2 layers of bricks, 1 and 2, and then 1 layer of polished andesite, then 3 layers of white stained glass, that's 1, 2, and 3, and then a layer of block of quartz, followed by a layer of bricks. And then we just want to fill the surrounding area in here with bricks, and we want to end up with something that should look a little bit like this. This is the left-hand side of the fire exit, let's do the right-hand side. So I'm going to go through this entire side, and then we're going to quick build it, because there's no reason to have this, you know, however many times I have to do it. So we're in this window, we want to do 3 polished andesite, then 3 layers of white stained glass, that'll be 3, then a layer of quartz, then 2 bricks, 1, 2, and then we want to do a layer of polished andesite, followed by 3 white stained glass, then a layer of block of quartz, and then we just want to do and then we just want to fill in the entire area with bricks. I'm kind of getting my materials confused, but I'm sure that you guys will be able to see what we have to do. And we're in this final section now. We do 3 andesite, followed by 3 layers of bricks, that's 1, 2, and 3 layers of glass, then a layer of block of quartz, then 2 layers of bricks, and then a layer of polished andesite, then 3 white stained glass, then a layer of quartz, and then we just want to fill the entire rest of the area in with bricks. So this is going to be the very left hand side of the school, and it wants to look right hand side of the school, I apologize, the right hand side of the school, and we just want to have something which should look like this. And what we also want to do is we want to take out our quartz stairs, and you can see where we have the polished andesite at the bottom of the window. Well, we want to form window sills coming out from the bottoms of each one of those windows, and we just want to do that with a layer of upside down quartz stairs. So coming out from the polished andesite, upside down quartz stairs like this. So we just want to form windowsills all over the place, and we'll end up with something that should look exactly like that, guys. It's as simple as that. Now, once you've done this on the right hand side of the school, guess what? You want to do the same thing on the left, and you also want to do the same thing on the front. So you can see on the front here, we have 4 more of these sections. Oh, we didn't connect that on the back. Anyway, on the front, you'll notice that we have 4 more of these sections, and on the back, and on the front left-hand side, and on the left-hand side on the back. We want to do the same thing inside of each one of those individual columns going all the way around the school. I don't want to tutorial this because it's going to take a really, really long time, and it's unnecessary because it's the same thing over and over again, and it doesn't really require any particular skill or expertise. You just have to keep doing it over and over again. There's no kind of instruction required. So I'm going to be back in just a moment, guys, once I've done what we have done to the left-hand side or the right-hand side of the school. God, I cannot get that right today. What we've done to the right-hand side of the school, I'm going to be back once I've done it all the way around the school, and I expect you guys to have made a start on it as well. So I'll be back in just a moment once I've done what we've done on the right here to every single other side of the school. Back in a moment. It's going to take a while. Well, guys, that took roughly as long as expected. Ages. So what we did on the right hand side of the school has now been done to every single other side of the school, and you can see it's just the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, including the windowsills. Don't forget the windowsills, which are just the upside down layer of quartz stairs just underneath each one of the windows in line with the polished andesite. It will take a little while. I'm sure that if you guys are just let the video roll, then you're probably still working on it, but this is what you've got to do. Once you have this taken care of, guys, once you have completed this part, you have all of the walls filled in, this is what we have to do next. So come all the way to the very front of the school. Yeah. On the front of the school, you might notice something. You can see where we have the stone bricks that touch the floor, like the individual layers of stone bricks. Like on the left-hand side, we have 5 vertical rows of stone bricks. Well, what we want to do is this. In front of the bottom 2 blocks of the stone bricks, we want to extend the bottom 2 blocks out in front of the school, each by 1 with the stone brick. So we want to have something which should look a little bit like this. Then, on top of that second stone brick, we want to add a regular facing stone brick stairs. This just gives the school a little bit more of a 3D-ish looking effect. It makes it look a little bit interesting. It breaks up each one of the individual sections. Do this on the front left-hand side, do it on the front right-hand side. So we're just going to add the bricks first, and then we're just going to sweep from right to left and add the layer of regular facing stone brick stairs. So we're now just going from right and we're going all the way over to the left, and we're just adding these individual stone brick stairs that look a little bit like this, and it just makes it look a little bit more interesting. Like I said, do that on the front and also do it on the back. So we're now on the back here, and we want to do the same thing. So we just want to do the 2 stone bricks starting from each one of the individual bottom of the vertical columns, and then we just want to add the layer of stone brick stairs on top of each one of those second stone bricks. So we're just going from right to left doing that, and now we can just add on all of the stairs now that we've accomplished this. So we want to do this on the front and the back of the school. However, we don't want to do it on the right. I didn't design it to do it on the right. I don't know why that is, but I didn't think it would look right. Ha! Nah, didn't do it on. Anyway, I didn't design it to go on the sides of the school. I simply designed this pattern to go on the front of the school and the back of the school, and I think it makes it just look a little bit better. Like I said, gives it more of a bit more of a 3D effect. So once you had that taken care of on the front and the back, I did just realize that on the very front of the school, around the entrance here, what I did do, you see the very front 2 bottom corners of the school, I added just like a kind of like a 3/4 square of stone brick stairs going like around the corners of the front of the entrance, if you guys can see what I've done there, just to break it up a little bit. Everything has to do with just making the school look a little bit more interesting, a little bit more detailed without having to do too much work. Now, once you've done all of that around the base of the school, what we now want to do is we want to fill all of the roof of the school in before we add anything fancy to it. So the roofs of the school, obviously we have this very top center part of the roof. The bit that we have like the very top of the entrance that connects from the front and the back, we have this to fill in, which I am going to use andesite for, guys. We're going to use andesite for this to fill in the very top of the roof. So we're going to fill in the top middle part of the roof here, so like where the entrance is and what have you. Plus, we're also going to be doing the very same to the left-hand side of the roof and the right-hand side of the roof, and it's just a layer of andesite in line with the stone bricks. So where we have the stone bricks at the very top of the roof, you guys can see, we just want to do andesite. That's on the left. You guys can see how that's going to go on the right and on the middle part, and we're also going to do the same thing on the right, and it's as easy as that, guys. It's just andesite for the roof, left, top, middle, and then right hand side of the roof. I'm going to fill it all in with andesite, and once I have done that, I'm going to be back, because I'm not going to do this on recording, because again, it's going to take a really long time, and I don't feel it necessary to extend the recording just for that. So I'm going to be back in just a moment once the entire roof has been filled in with andesite. Back in a mo. Alright guys, so as you can see, I have filled in the entire roof with andesite. That took a long time, as you guys might be finding out right now. Once you yourself have completely filled in the roof with andesite, and pause this if necessary, of course, if you are working on that, this is what you want to do next. So something that I did forget is that the roof actually has 2 doors on it. So you can actually, well, get out of the roof. So these are positioned like this. You can see where we have this fire exit on the left-hand side. Well, literally in line with, even so, the windows, because the windows are in line with the fire exit, you want to take, like, these 3 middle blocks, and if you kind of just, like, follow them along to where we have, like, here, the little side of the building that we have that kind of like leads onto the roof, just follow these 3 middle blocks, and you can see that I've knocked out like a 3x3 square, and that should be in line with the window that I just traced along and the fire exit. Knock out those 3 middle blocks, and then just place an entrance coming out, which looks a little bit like this. It's just a standard entrance. It's just like andesite and then white stained glass like in the center of it like that, and that should just be in line with the very center of the side of the building, if you guys can see right there. Or have I missed? Oh, have I think I might have missed. No, I haven't. That's definitely right. For some reason, when I was just looking at it there, it didn't look like it was in line. So do that on the right hand side of the roof and the left hand side of the roof. I think that I've got this right. Am I right here? Let me see. Is it here? Yes, here we go. So it starts here, and we just want to have our little andesite archway, and then we just want to connect it down the roof as well. Probably just have to boom. Yeah, no. There we go, and then we can just fill in this wall here with bricks, and we can place white stained glass on top of it, and then we just have the 2 entrances out onto the roof. I actually forgot about those. So once you have the 2 entrances out onto the roof, you then want to do this to actually make the roof look a little bit nice. So we'll do it to the very top center part of the roof first. You want to take out your stone brick stairs, and in line with the very top of the roof, so where we have the stone brick stairs at the top of the roof, you want to do a layer of upside down stone brick stairs going all the way around the top of the roof. So this is going to kind of shape it a little bit. It's going to give it a bit more of an interesting shape, instead of it just being like a big giant rectangle, which is a little bit boring, I think we can all admit. You want to do this going all the way around the outside of the roof. So upside down stone brick stairs going all the way around the outside of the roof, and then to kind of add a little bit more to it, on top of those stairs add a layer of quartz slabs. This just kind of adds an extra color into the mix. It adds an additional shape, and because you can actually get onto the majority of the roof, and you can get onto this top center one if you wanted to, you just have to build up some stairs here, although I didn't design it that way. I did design it so you can get onto the big main part of the roof, the left and right hand side. I did design it that way, but I didn't design it so you can get up onto this top middle part, and it just kind of makes it look a little bit more interesting. I mean, there you go, that's the roof, that's the top center part, and for like the right hand side we want to do the same thing. So it's upside down stone brick stairs going all the way around the outside of the roof, and then we're going to add a layer of quartz on top of it, a layer of quartz slabs, and it's as simple as that. That's all we have to do. So we're going to do the upside down quartz stairs, and I cannot remember whether it actually does it come all the way across the back. It does. So it comes all the way across the back, just above the clock. You can see that's where it goes, and we're just going to connect to the opposite side, and once we're on the opposite side we can then add the layer of quartz slabs, and then that'll make it look a little bit more interesting. And then actually guys, that's going to be it for the tutorial after we've done that. And the next tutorial is where we're actually going to focus on the outside and the inside of the school, because that is what's going to really turn this into a school. So we've connected to the opposite side here now, and now we're just going to do a layer of quartz slabs. Yeah, the next part of this, I'm actually going to be releasing this video that I'm talking about right now either tomorrow, probably, hopefully tomorrow, or the day after, and the video is just going to be completely centered around the inside and the outside of the school. I've actually already designed the outside of the school right now as we're talking. The outside of the school is 100% completely designed, but the inside of the school has not been 100% complete yet. I have the layout done, I have the stairs, and I have like the floors, and I have the rooms done, but I don't have the individual designs and the furnishings of the rooms done. So I'm just going to go all the way around the top of the roof. I'm just going to finish this off, and then that will actually be this tutorial complete, because this will be the actual structure of the school done. So this is the structure of the school, guys. This is it. This is the entire actual building for the school. Once you've reached this point right here, the tutorial is actually over. There's nothing more that I'm going to be showing you in this particular tutorial. But if you want to make the interior and the exterior for the school, there is going to be a very separate video which is going to be posted either tomorrow or very, very, very soon after this video is posted in the next couple of days, in which I'll show you how to make the outside of the school and the inside of the school. Let me actually give you guys a very, very quick preview at how that is going to look, just in case you guys are a little bit interested. Give me a second. Okay guys, so this is so far the original version of my school. It isn't finished yet, I'm not sure if even this front outside part is finished, but you can see that this is going to be more what it looks like. The school's a little bit more polished, it's a little bit more refined. This is the front outside of the school, and the back outside of the school is actually a lot more interesting. So the back outside of the school, you can see that we have a little bit of a play area on the left, we have a basketball court on the right, we have a couple more paths. The back of the school is actually, in my opinion, a little bit more interesting than the right. And for the inside of the school, and this is very, very barely even started, we just have like, this is where the entrance is, and we have like lockers on the left, lockers on the right. We're still lacking a little bit of light. We have hallways taken care of, we have hallways here, we have classrooms. This is going to be a giant classroom here. This is going to be like a cafeteria, a little small cafeteria. We have more classrooms on the left, more classrooms on the right, and you can see that these are the fire exits that we made. We also have stairs here taking us to the second floor, which is a little bit more unfinished. This is where the principal or the head teacher, whatever you want to call them, this is where their office is going to be, right at the top front center part of the school. We're also going to have a staircase which takes us up onto the roof, and then we have more classrooms on the right of us, we have more classrooms on the left, and you can see that this school is going to look very, very, very cool once it's actually finished. And there's not that much left to do. I know that it looks a little bare, a little bit empty on the inside, but that's honestly the much easier part to do, and you can see that that's how things are going to go. So this is going to be a very, very cool, very, very functional school once it is 100% fully complete, and the video to do the inside and do the outside is going to come either tomorrow or in the next couple of days. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this tutorial. Hopefully you've managed to make it, and if you've done both of those things, guys, I'd really appreciate it if you could give this video a like, a favourite, a share, anything you'd feel like doing to help me out. I would always really appreciate it. Only inspires me to make more things like this. The only reason that I've made a school, and the only reason that I'm doing interiors in general, is because you guys wanted it. You guys suggested it, you wanted it, you fought for it, and this is what we've ended up with. So hopefully you guys like this. Like, favourite, share if you wouldn't mind. Comment down below, what do you want to see next? Do you have any amendments to the school? I was actually thinking about doing a couple of other things school related. I was thinking about perhaps doing a school bus, if I can do one. I was also thinking about doing like a school gym, if I can do one. Let me know if you want to see things like that. Check out the card system for all of my videos and playlists. I'm going to be linking there also in the description, but I would highly recommend checking out my real world building playlist. It has loads of things like this, including more specific buildings like McDonald's, KFC, Taco Bell, stuff like that, hospitals. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Like, favourite, share if you wouldn't mind. Comment down below, check out the card system. I'll see you in the next video, and remember, look out for the interior/exterior video.